I know. This is like the fourth video today. I'm sorry. But I was thinking, I've been reading, and a character in there said something about knowing things. Just knowing them. And knowing that he's right. It's weird. But that got me thinking about my own way of living. I tend to know shit. I just know it. I don't know how. I don't care to know how. I just do. And that got me thinking about the fact that I am an empath. And I don't know the sign. I will learn it, I promise. But I found a list of things that are typical for an empath. Like, every empath lives with these. So we're going to go down the list. I know, right? I wrote them down so that way I'd have reference, because remembering that many things... So we're going to start with number 1. We know shit. Like I said, we just know shit. We know it. There's no two ways about it. We just know it, and there's a sense that we're right, pretty much. Number 2, we hate public places. Empaths usually carry a lot of social anxiety. That said, oh my god, my ear's itching like a shit ton. Sorry. That said, medication usually helps with this. It does. Oh god, that felt good. Number 3, we usually take in everybody's emotions around us. I've been sitting in this room for a while, and these two older gentlemen just walked over here and sat down. I'm kind of picking up on the fact that they're happy, and it makes me happy. See, I've got a big grin on my face. But on the flip side, I can't do the sign for side. It's typically like this. You just go down it anyways. So, on the flip side, number 4, bad stuff is bad. The root of my depression was the World Trade Centers. It was me at the age of 12, sitting in my living room and watching these 2 towers fall to the ground. Fall. Anyways, fall to the ground. And then a few days later, watching my president send people to war. I hated it. I felt disgusted. I felt sad. I felt all of these emotions. Emotions. And I felt hopeless to stop it. I did. So, number 5, we know when you're being honest. Let's just cut the shit. We know when you're lying. We know when you're honest. We know when, basically, when it comes to people, we read between. Okay, this is share. This is technically share as well. It's also between or middle. We read between the lines that are between the lines. And what that means is that your emotions may give away the fact that, oh, you're actually upset. You have a smile on, but you're upset. But we see the underlying features of that upsetness. We know where it's coming from. We know why it's there. We just know. And it... And unfortunately, that brings us into number 6. We take that on. We take that on physically. If you are physically sick in some way, we usually take it on. Empaths have been known to suddenly develop cancer because they know somebody with cancer, and it sounds really horrible, but at the same... Oh shit, I've got to stop hanging out with Doug. He's had cancer. Oh, everybody in my group has had cancer. Fuck. I'll make it a joke next week. just walk in and go like, hey bitches, sorry, but I can't stick around because y'all have had cancer, and I can't be around that shit because I'm an empath. Anyways, so we typically have, I mean, cancer's kind of, that's like way out there. It's out there. But, you know, if you have an upset stomach, typically we get an upset stomach too. If you have a cough, we get a cough. You have a runny nose, we typically get a runny nose because we like to feel what other people are feeling. Not that we always like it, trust me. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7, we typically have digestional issues. I've had IBS since I was probably forever. I can't remember when I didn't have IBS. I didn't have it when I was a kid. But when I became a teenager, I started developing IBS because that typically empathy concentrates and comes into fruition around the teen years when you're developing. So, number 8, we typically like to root for the underdog, and that's totally me. I like underdogs. It's actually, yeah. Underdogs. Totally love them. When I sit and watch, a superhero movie, and I see, Dr. Banner. Dr. Banner's a good example. He's sitting there, trying not to go into full on rage mode, and I sit there and I'm like, hey, you can do it, dude. You can do it. Now, I've seen all the movies from the Marvel Universe, so here, I'll teach you a sign real quick. Universe. Anyways, but so I know what's gonna happen, but at the same time, there's still that apprehension. Like, come on, dude, don't do it. Like, change the movie just this once. Number 9, a lot of people like to offload their problems onto us. I especially hate this because I have problems of my own. I'm homeless. I have HIV. I'm dealing with depression on a daily basis. Sorry, I'm picking up on that woman, and she's anyways, so if you know an empath, don't offload on them. Don't sit there and push everything onto them, because there will be a point where they snap. They will snap, and they will likely tear your throat out. I mean, not literally, but they will, what's the phrase that drag queens use? They're gonna drag a bitch, something like, whatever. I think it's drag a bitch. Pretend we are always fatigued, like always. We are constantly tired. I know that I am, but that's because I deal with everybody else's emotions every day. Hell, I sleep in a room of 100 guys right now, and I have to deal with the fact that they're all pissed off most of the time. And I pick up on all of that. That's why I liked smoking weed, to help with it. Because when I smoke weed, Tiffany comes out. Hell yeah, I do. Oh my god. Tiffany, everybody. Tiffany comes out, and she takes care of everything, and I don't have to deal with it. But I don't have any more weed, so. Number 11, we do have addictive personalities. I know that myself, I'm addicted to video games and typically sex. Sex, drugs, and alcohol are the main things, but you can become addicted to anything. You can become addicted to knitting, for God's sake. Hell, I know a homeless woman who's addicted to knitting. She knits every day, but she sells them. So, number 12, we're creative as fuck. Hell, I wrote a book last year. I did, and I'm damn proud of it. I am. But we, to kind of offload those emotions that we're getting from everybody else, we take them and turn them into a constructive piece. My book is full of emotions, and when it comes to that, a lot of that came from me, but it was a lot of the emotions that I have picked up on. Number 13, we love nature. We see the spirituality in nature. We know that Mother Earth is here and that she's sitting here saying, hey, you're kind of fucking killing me right now. Can you stop? So, number 14, we always have a need to be alone. There are times when we just need to be alone. We can't stand people. Now, the inner Capricornian in me says, fuck that. And for me, it's not really true. I have a constant need to be in interaction with people, because then I feel empty. I do. Empty. It's also exit. Don't take my word on that, though. Number 15, we get bored easily. Bored. The last few nights at the shelter, I have flipped through so many movies. I would watch the, middle, 30 minutes of a movie, and I would say, I'm bored. I can't do this. And I would flip to a different movie. So, but I've only got a set amount. Number 16, we can't do bad things. We can't, because we feel the emotion of the other person. We can't do bad things to people. That's the side of myself that I hate, absolutely, because, I've had it up to here with my entire situation, and I plan on dragging a bitch when it comes to my former roommates. That said, I'm not going to do it right now because, quite frankly, I know what it would cause. Kind of piggybacking off the earlier one, number 17, we want to know the truth and answers. And the whole truth thing kind of goes back to, we know when you're honest or not. We want the truth. We do. And if you're not going to give it to us, we'll find it out some way or another. Whether by just looking at you or asking people. Because that's what we want. And it's not to sit there and call you out on it. Most of the time it's just because, the truth, and my parents tried so hard to hammer this into me. But the truth will set you free. And breaking a few rules, and being truthful about it, it's not a bad thing. Lucifer's taught me that. That I have, and I'm glad that you've understood that. Why is it that... Never mind. I'm not going to mention any more of them because they... Go away, please. Just go away. Number 18, we tend to be daydreamers. I'm not as much because I get bored with it. Again, it goes back to the whole bored easily thing. I get bored with daydreaming. And quite frankly, I can't daydream. I can't sit here and, while my country's being torn to the ground by a monster, I can't daydream about what tomorrow's going to be like because, quite frankly, there's no guarantee of tomorrow. Number 19, we tend to have excessive weight. And this kind of explains a lot for my high school years. I was 240 pounds through high school and beyond. I was a heavy kid, and I hated it. I hated it so much, but, and now I understand that was because I'm an empath. I feel people's feelings. So, we have an excess of number 20. We haven't, or either 20 or 21. I haven't been paying attention to the counting. We have 3 more left. 3 more. So, we have an extensive hate for narcissists, which makes me question why in the fuck did I get with my ex in the first place. But he made me feel good. So, we hate narcissists. We hate anybody who feels that they're above anybody else. Because quite frankly, nobody is above anybody else. You can be the president of the United States and I will sit there and say, you know what, you're a piece of shit. If I feel like you're pulling a douche move. So, this next one, we feel the days. We do. And it's not so much that we feel the days, but we feel the collective feeling for the day. You know, a lot of people, they get to Friday and they're like, oh God, I feel so great. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm gonna go relax. I'm gonna smoke a joint. I'm gonna go to the club and dance the night away. Or I'm gonna spend time with my kids. Something that my parents should have been doing a lot more of. Not you, Mom. Just my father. Just my father. You know what? I'm allowed to drag him at this point because, quite frankly, he didn't answer my call on Father's Day, and he's no longer my father. At this point, I don't like this shirt because it makes me look like I have nipples, and it's cold in here. The last one, I promise. We tend to be moody, shy, and aloof. 2 days ago, I didn't take my medication for the second day in a row. Well, okay, so Monday I threw it up. And that is a sign for throw up. I threw it up. Tuesday, I didn't feel like taking it because I was afraid of throwing it up again. Wednesday, I finally took it at, like 5 at night. In the evening, that's still evening. 5 in the evening, and 5 in the evening. But that morning, I wanted to kill somebody. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted to kill somebody because I was reading through news feeds and just looking at the country and saying, what the fuck are you people thinking? And I'm shy. I'm most definitely shy. I have never once walked up to a person in a bar and said, hey, can I buy you a drink? Because that's not me. I'm going to change that, though. I will. And as for aloof, there's no way that I can be aloof with how fast my brain runs and with how many people are living in my head. But I know many empaths who are like that, though. They tend to just space out because, quite frankly, they have to check out mentally. During the day, they just check out and they're like, I'm out. I don't want to deal with this. And most of the, sometimes it's daydreaming, but other times it's just staring off into space and not giving a shit about anything else going on around them. There could be a fire going on and they would just sit there. So that's empaths. That's how I work. That's how many people work. Please pay attention to this. Please pay attention to when somebody starts feeling the way that you're feeling, because quite frankly, that means that they're an empath and you need to take special care with them. Treat them right. I have had people walk all over me and it has hurt. It hurts so much. And then they turn around and say, why aren't you walking with me? Because, I'm sitting here walking. Why aren't you, what are we doing? And it's just like, you just took a giant elephant-sized shit on me. How do you expect me to walk through this? So, pay special attention to those people. Treat them right. Give them hugs. Tell them, give them their time, too. Give them their space and time. Space and time. Give them their space and time and say, hey, call me back in 3 hours when you feel a little bit better, because I understand you've got your shit going on. So that's number 3 or 4. I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to overshoot. This is not the Price is Right. So this is video number 4 today. I'm sorry. I make the videos as they come across my mind. So Look for another update tomorrow, probably about the news, because Donald Trump has been a bitch on Twitter yet again, and I have no idea what's going on because nobody's actually posted the information on Facebook. And right now, the only news outlets that I find trustworthy are Facebook, The Daily Show. I don't like the Colbert Report because, quite frankly, he's got a very Republican overtone, and it doesn't mesh well with my empathy. Oh, cool, a zit. Ah, it's a whitehead. I love that. I love, like, when I was a teenager, I'd pop whiteheads all over my arms all day. It was horrible. It's how my arms are so pockmarked now. But the Daily Show and typically the Samantha Bee are the only people that I trust, because CNN has come out and said, yeah, we kind of faked a lot of Russian stories, and Fox News is just faux news, really, and they're pro-Trump, and so, and again, the empathy vibe from them is just one of complete and utter disgust. So I'm gonna go. There's a police officer walking towards me. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.